We're going to start this up again. Hello, my name is Ari Waldman. I'm a person who stutters. Today is my video YouTube Mishnah video of mesechet keritot, the 25th day of the Jewish month of Kislev, Chafei Kislev, Chanukah, first day of Chanukah, December 11th, Friday, December 11th, 2020. We're going to go for 26 minutes. We're going to read from Sefaria, Keritot 2a, William Davidson Talmud. 2a. Matnei shloshim v'sheish, Keritot batorah, Haba al ha'am ve'al eshet av al ha'kala. Haba al ha'zachor ve'al ha'behemot ve'isha ha'mevia ha'behema aleh. Haba al isha vavata ve'eshet ish. Haba al achoto ve'al achot aviv ve'al achot imo ve'al achot ishto, ve'al eshet echav, ve'al eshet achi aviv, ve'al eshet achi imo, ve'al hanida. Mishnah. There are 36 cases in the Torah with regard to which one who performs a prohibited action intentionally is liable to receive excision from the world to come. Keret, they are one who engages in sexual intercourse with his mother or with his wife, with the wife of his father, even if she is not his mother, or with his daughter-in-law. The same punishment is imposed on a man who engages in intercourse with another male, hazek hur, who copulates with an animal, and a woman who brings an animal upon her to engage in bestiality. The same punishment is imposed on one who engages in intercourse with a woman and her daughter, or a married woman. The same punishment is imposed on one who engages in intercourse with his sister, or with his father's sister, or with his mother's sister, or with his wife's sister, or with his brother's wife, or with the wife of his father's brother, or with the wife of his mother's brother, or with a menstruating woman. V'hamagadef v'over, v'oved o avodat kochavim, v'anotin mizaro lemolech, V'ba'al ov, v'machal Shabbat, v'tama, she'achal kadosh, v'ba'al hamikdash tameh, v'ochel chalev v'dam, chalev means fat, v'dam and blood, v'noter v'pigul, leftover sacrifice, v'ashochet uma'ala b'chutz. And these two are liable to receive karet, one who blasphemes the name of heaven, and one who worships an idol, and one who gives of his children to Molech, see Leviticus 20:1-5, and a necromancer, and one who desecrates Shabbat. And the same is the punishment of one who is ritually impure, who ate sacrificial food, and one who enters the temple while ritually impure, and one who eats forbidden fat or consumes blood, or eats meat left over from an offering after the time allotted for its consumption, notar, or eats meat of an offering that was sacrificed with the intent to consume it after its designated time, pigul, and one who slaughters offerings and offers them up outside the temple. V'ha'ochel chametz b'pesach v'ha'ochel v'ha'oseh melacha B'yom HaKippurim, v'ha-maftem et hashemen, v'ha-maftem et haketoret, v'hasach et hashemen, hamishcha, v'ha-pesach, v'ha-mila, mitzvah, asa. And these two are liable to receive karet, one who eats leavened bread on Passover, and one who eats or performs prohibited labor on Yom Kippur. And the same is the punishment of one who blends the anointing oil according to the specifications of the oil prepared by Moses in the wilderness. See Exodus 30:22-33. And one who blends the incense according to the specifications of the incense used in the temple service for purposes other than use in the temple, and one who applies the anointing oil to his skin, and one is liable to receive karet for failure to fulfill the mitzvah of bringing the paschal offering and the mitzvah of circumcision, which, unlike the cases of prohibitions enumerated in the Mishnah, are positive mitzvot. Ve'al elu chayavin al zdono, karet ve'al shagagato, chatat, ve'al lo hoda, shalahem, asham taloi, chutz min hamitama, mikdash v'kadashav, mipnei shehu ba'ola v'yore divrei Rabbi Meir. For any of these prohibitions, one is liable to receive karet for its intentional violation and to bring a sin offering for its unwitting violation, and for their violation in a case where it is unknown to him whether or not he transgressed, he is liable to bring a provisional guilt offering, which provides provisional atonement until he discovers whether or not he transgressed. This is the halacha for all of the transgressions listed above, except for one who defiles the temple, i.e., he enters the temple while ritually impure, or partakes of its consecrated items while ritually impure. In these cases, he does not bring a provisional guilt offering, because he is obligated to bring a sliding scale offering for a definite transgression. This is the statement of Rabbi Meir. The Chachamim omrim af hamegadev shneemar bamidbar tet vav chav tet Torah achat yeh lachem laose bishgaga yatsa megadev she'eno ose maaseh. And the rabbis say the halacha is the same even with regard to one who blasphemes, as it is stated, with regard to the sin offering. You shall have one law for him who performs the action unwittingly. Numbers 15:29. Excluding one who blasphemes, as he does not perform an action but sins with speech. 2b. Gemara. Manina lama li amar Rabbi Yochanan she'im ashan kulan b'ha'olam achat chayav al kol achat v'yachat. Gemara. The Gemara asks, why do I need the Mishnah to state this tally of cases where one who performs the action is liable to receive karet? Why does it state a number? All 36 are listed in the Mishnah, and one could simply count them to discover how many there are. Rabbi Yochanan said, by listing the tally, the Mishnah is teaching that if one performed all of them in the course of one lapse of awareness, he is liable to receive punishment for each and every one, i.e., to bring 36 sin offerings. V'tav ha ditnan avot malachot mem chaser achat manina lamali she'im ashan kulan ba'alam achat chayav al kol achat v'achat. Gemara asks, and furthermore, with regard to that which we learned in a Mishnah, Shabbat 73a, the primary categories of labor are 40 less 1. Why do I need this tally of 40 less 1? The Gemara answers by listing the tally. The Mishnah is teaching that if one performed all of the prohibited labors in one lapse of awareness, during which he was unaware of the prohibition involved, he is liable to bring a sin offering for each and every one. Tav ha ditnan dalid machosre kapara minina lamali. The Gemara asks, and furthermore, with regard to that which we learned in a Mishnah, 8b. There are 4 people who have not yet brought an atonement offering to complete their purification process and may not eat sacrificial meat until they bring the requisite offerings. The Mishnah then teaches, and these are the people who have not yet brought an atonement offering: the Zav and the Zava, and the woman after childbirth, and the leper. What do I need this tally of 4? La'afuke midrabi Eliezer ben Yaakov de Amar Hashem have ditanya. Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov Omer ger mechoser kapara ad sheyizrak dam alav ahachi tana dalid. The Gemara answers by listing the tally. The Mishnah serves to exclude the opinion of Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, who says there are 5 such individuals. As it is taught in a Braita, the Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov says, a convert is also one who has not yet brought an atonement offering, and he may not partake of sacrificial meat. Although he was circumcised and immersed in a ritual bath, until the priest sprinkles the blood of his offering on the altar on his behalf, it is for this reason that the Mishnah teaches 4, to emphasize that there are not 5 such people. Tav ha ditnan, dalid mivin, al hazadon, kishgaga, minina lamali. The Gemara asks, and furthermore, with regard to that which we learned in that same Mishnah, 8b, and there are 4 who bring an offering for the intentional transgression of a prohibition, as they do for the unwitting transgression of a prohibition. One who engages in intercourse with a designated maidservant, see Leviticus 19:20-22, a Nazirite who became ritually impure, see Numbers 6:9-12, one who takes a false oath that he does not know testimony on behalf of another, Leviticus 5:1, and one who takes a false oath on a deposit, i.e., that an item belonging to another is not his possession, Leviticus 5:21-26. Why do I need this tally of 4? La'afuke midrabi Shimon, Titania Rabbi Shimon Omer, Shvuat ha-pakdon lo nitein zadona lekapara ahachi tana dalid. The Gemara answers by listing the tally. The Mishnah serves to exclude the opinion of Rabbi Shimon. As it is taught in a Braita, that Rabbi Shimon says, the intentional transgressor who takes a false oath on a deposit is not given the opportunity for atonement. By bringing an offering, it is for this reason that the Mishnah teaches to emphasize that taking a false oath on a deposit is included in this list. Tav ha ditnan, hey mivin, karban achad, al averot, harbe minina lamali. The Gemara asks, and furthermore, with regard to that which we learned in a Mishnah, 9a, there are 5 people who bring one offering for several transgressions, i.e., for violating the same transgressions several times. And the Mishnah then teaches these individuals bring one offering for several transgressions, i.e., for violating the same transgression several times. And the Mishnah then teaches these individuals bring one offering for several transgressions, one who engages in several acts of intercourse with an espoused maidservant, a Nazirite who becomes ritually impure via several instances of ritual impurity, one who issues a warning to his wife with regard to entering into a seclusion with several men, a leper who was afflicted with several instances of leprosy, and a woman who gave birth to several offspring. Why do I need this tally of 5? Mishum daka ba'i li mitana seifa nazir im ta natma tomaot harbe mashachat la kagon de itme bashvi'i v'chozer v'nitma bashvi'i mine Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda he d'amar nizirut d'tahara min shvi'i hu d'chayil elaya aleha. The Gemara answers, the Tana of the Mishnah lists the tally because he wants to teach the latter clause. This also applies to a Nazirite if he became ritually impure with several instances of ritual impurity. The tally of 5 includes the case of a Nazirite. The Gemara explains what the novelty of this case is, and you find this, that a Nazirite can contract ritual impurity several times consecutively. In a case where he became ritually impure on the 7th day, and after undergoing the purification process, again became ritually impure on the 7th day, and in accordance with whose opinion is it? It is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yossi, son of Rabbi Yehuda, who says that the Naziriteship of purity, i.e. the Naziriteship one must observe afresh after his purification, takes effect on the Nazirite from the 7th day of his purification process. Di'i ta'amar, Rabbihi, kevan de Nazirut de Tahara, ad shmini, lo chela, eloha, aleha, hachi, macha shachat. Mish kachat le. The Gemara clarifies, as if you say, the Mishnah is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, that it is difficult since he says that the Naziriteship of purity does not take effect on the Nazirite until the 8th day. How can you find a case in which these circumstances apply, i.e., that a Nazirite can be considered impure with several instances of ritual impurity in the same term of Naziriteship? I din tame bezayin v'chozer v'nitma bezayin kula chada tuma arichata he. The Gemara explains why, according to the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, this is not possible. If this case involves a Nazirite who becomes ritually impure on the 7th day, and after undergoing the purification process again, became ritually impure on the 7th day, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi would hold that all these impurities are in fact one instance of long ritual impurity. His reasoning is that the Nazirite never reached the 8th day, which would renew his observance of Naziriteship in purity. If so, the Mishnah would not refer to this case as a case of multiple impurities. V'i din tame bechet v'chazar v'nitma bechet kevan ditza b'sha'a hara'a vaya leheviva karban chayav al kol achat v'achat ela shinmem Rabbi Yossi b'Rabbi Yehuda he. And if the Mishnah is referring to a Nazirite who became ritually impure on the 8th day and after undergoing the purification process again becoming ritually impure on the 8th day, the ruling of the Mishnah would not apply either, since he left his state of impurity at an appropriate time to bring his offering, as he can bring his offering on the 8th day. It is not considered continuation of the previous ritual impurity, and he is liable to bring a separate offering for each and every instance of impurity. Rather conclude from it that this Mishnah is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yossi, the son of Rabbi Yehuda. It is to emphasize this that the Mishnah lists the tally. My Rabbi Umay Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda Titanya Bamidbar Vav Yud Aleph V'kodesh et Rosho B'yom Ahu B'yom Haba'at Kar Benotav the Rabbi Rav Yossi Rabbi Yehuda Omer B'yom Tegal Chato. The Gemara asks, what is the source of the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi? And what is the source of the opinion of Rabbi Yossi, son of Rabbi Yehuda? The Gemara answers, as it is taught in a Braita, with regard to a verse that discusses a Nazirite who became ritually impure and brought 2 birds to the temple. The priest shall prepare one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering, and make atonement for him. For he sinned, and the soul, and he shall sanctify his head that same day. Numbers 6:11. The verse is referring to the day of the bringing of his offerings, which is the 8th day of his purification. This is the statement of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, and Rabbi Yossi, son of Rabbi Yehuda, says the verse is referring to the day of his shaving, i.e. the 7th day of his purification. Tav ha ditnan he miviin karban ola v'yored minina lamali. The Gemara returns to its series of questions concerning the mention of tallies in Mishnayot. The Gemara asks, and furthermore with regard to that which we learned in a Mishnah, 9a, and there are 5 people who bring a sliding scale offering, which is determined by the financial status of the sinner. And the Mishnah then teaches 10b. These bring a sliding scale offering. One brings such an offering for hearing the voice of an oath, and for a false oath of the utterance of the lips, and for the defiling of the temple and its sacred foods, and the woman after childbirth, and the leper. Why do I need this tally of 5? This is the end of my video YouTube Mishnayot Keritot, Day 2. Have a good Shabbos and happy Chanukah.